fellow students. So this is the last video in the series of videos where we are studying the interesting story of Troy. Okay? And Troy, Iliad, epic by Homer. This is a story, abridged version of a part of the story taken from it. Until now we had seen how exciting it all was. How the war went on for 10 long years, what was the reason for the war, and how after not being able to defeat Troy for 10 long years, how the Greek means a scheme, means where they took a chance actually, how they made a big horse, wooden horse, they hid inside it and they planned to attack the Trojans who believed that the Greeks had sailed away. They were no longer there and they were free from the siege. So, till here we saw that the Greeks signaled as soon as the ships came to the shore, and what had happened? The warriors came out of the horse. And they came out of the horse, and what did they do? They entered the whole city. The Greeks set fire to houses, towers and palaces and began to burn everything. Troy was filled with leaping flames. Flames could be seen from a far away distance. Okay, and the sound of shouting and noise of weapons and cries of weeping women. The people were not ready for such a surprise attack. They were shocked. They were not prepared. And what had happened? Though they sprang from their bed and started to give a tough fight, but they were not prepared. And that's how the whole city was burned and destroyed. Now, many of the Trojans were killed before they could put their armor, the metal shield to protect them from any attack, and before even they could take their weapons, they were killed by the Greeks. Now, a light, leaping flames could be seen from far away distance, and the Trojans fought as well as they could, but they were helpless, and it was in vain. In vain, useless. In vain, it was all useless. It was all useless. Why? They were not prepared, they couldn't fight back, and though they tried, they couldn't. And old King Priam was also killed. And you know nicely when the king is killed, the battle is almost lost. And with all his brave son, Hector's wife and children were carried off as slaves. That was the practice in those days. The victorious carried the defeated family of the defeated one and made them their slaves. Now, their fate was destiny. It was certain that they had to lead a life of a slave now. But was the fate similar? Was Helen's fate similar? Helen, who eloped with whom? Who eloped with the prince of Troy, and because of which the war broke between the two cities. Yes? Now, she was unable to speak in front of whom? King Menelaus. Okay? She was unable to speak in front of her previous husband, former husband, previous husband. And her voice was choked with emotion. But Menelaus forgave her because it was believed that Aphrodite, who was Aphrodite? The Greek goddess of love and beauty. It was believed that she had a spell on Helen, and that's why Helen had forgotten her husband and her children. And that's why King Menelaus forgave his queen Helen, because of whom the war was raging for 10 long years. She was forgiven and she was taken back to her home. When morning came, nothing was left of the city of Troy. At last it was defeated. And how it was defeated? It was defeated by a trick. What was the trick? The wooden horse. Do you know? Now, there are so many phrases related to this, means taken from this story. If you will go across the Herculean task, Achilles hill, Trojan horse. Okay, Herculean task, a very difficult task. Achilles hill, the weakness. Then Trojan horse, a trick or strategy which is used to fool the enemy and to bring him to enter. Actually, a strategy used to enter the secured area of the enemy. So many phrases comes from this. It is an interesting read. Do read summary of Iliad and the characters. So many warriors you know from the story, but maybe you are not aware that they are from this Greek story of Troy. Troy, Ilium, Iliad. Okay, I hope you must have enjoyed this story, the fall of Troy, the defeat of Troy, and certainly you will be eager to know about the various characters that played a part in the story, the warriors and all. Do watch other videos, subscribe to the channel, and means there are so many things you can learn in English. So you can subscribe and watch the other videos as well. Thank you.